Welcome back to Development Division. Today we're going to be installing mud guards on the 11th Gen Honda Civic sedan. Let's take a look at what comes with the kit. Got this from, I don't know what the website was. Maybe I got this from Honda Parts Now. And let's see what comes in the kit here. I already pre-opened it, so go this somewhere. And two of these are going to be the front, and two of these are going to be the back. We do have some hardware as well. Looks like a couple of button head screws. Some more button head screws, and it looks like we have a couple of screw anchors as well. These are the button head screws. Okay, so they actually do say where they go. That one says FRL, so front left. This one says FRR, front right. On the back, similar style. LRR is rear left and rear right. So let's start at the front and work our way to the back. I'm going to assume that I need at least a Phillips head screwdriver, but let's find out if we need anything else from the toolbox. So I imagine we're gonna need to remove some of these trim clips and screws. There's a screw in the corner here. I have two push pins. I'll have to check the other side and see what the OEM is. I just got these push pins because I replaced the inner fender liner and I couldn't find the OEM. Let's see. So it looks like we have 3 holes here, one in the far back, that's a Phillips head, one here on the corner, which is another Phillips head, and then I will need to remove this last push pin here, and then I believe I'll need to put in an anchor for the third screw. Or maybe I can just use this push pin again right there. We'll see if that holds tight. Let's go ahead and remove these 2 screws at the bottom. And then I will remove this trim clip here. Alright, so I have removed this clip from this top piece here, and we're going to add our screw anchor to this. So just peel back the inner fender liner with my hand, and then there we go. Alright, cool. The screw anchor is in place. This clip just came out, so I'm going to push this back in. And we should be able to install the mud guard just like that. Bam! I'm going to clean this up just a little bit. It's good enough for me. And let's install our mud guard, starting with the top screw here. Okay, that feels positive. I'm going to keep going with that. Hand tighten first. Make sure the screws line up. There we go. Alright. One mud guard has been installed, and that shit looks fire! Alright, so the OEM clip here is actually a pretty similar style. I think there's actually, yep. So you'll push down in the center of the clip, and that should release the tension in the clip, so you should be able to get under here. Let's see. destroy this just because this is too hard. I'm gonna go ahead and destroy it. We got that out. We'll get the 2 screws at the bottom out. Sneak this over here. Clip it onto the fender. That's holding up pretty well. And now we can install our, this is not the right one. Now we can install our mudguard. Again, I want to start at the top. Making sure our new screw hole engages properly. And then tighten up the OEM screws from the bottom. Again, just snug, not super tight because you'll just strip the anchors that are in place for your screws. Fitment looks really good on that. Let's move on to the back. We're at the rear right. We're going to remove these 2 screws that are exposed to the wheel well. And then we're going to remove the screw that's going up through the bottom. So we get these 2 out from the side. Alright, and then the bottom one is about 1 inch in and about 2 inches back from this corner of the bumper. And we remove the screw. So let's see if I can line up these holes here. First one, got that in. Hello? Are you there? Still trying to look for this second screw. Oh, dude, I think I might need to drill a hole. I'm gonna have to drill a hole. What? Oh, no. Yeah. I'm gonna have to drill this out, but then that begs to question, is that where that anchoring screw is supposed to go? Because I use it on the front. Shit. So I was able to curate a drill, but maybe not the proper drill bit. However, I'm just going to go to the first setting. Alright. Now I remove the anchor from the front to put them where they do belong, which is the rear. There we go. Got the anchor in. Now we can proceed. I'm going to go ahead and replace this middle screw. Plenty tight. Now let's go in here. First screw is in. Second screw, going to use a supplied screw for this. Okay, seems to be working, kind of. And then the bottom screw we'll leave as the OEM screw. Reuse the OEM screw at the top. use a supplied screw for this newly formed middle hole. Alright, so we're at the driver's side rear. Let's go ahead and remove this top screw. And then I'm going to remove the bottom screw that's under here. And now we have to drill this hole here, which I'm going to make it just a little bit easier by removing this second screw on the side, just so I can get the bumper to flare out a little bit. Now I'm going to drill. There we go. I'm going to replace this screw. Now I want to clean the area before I install the mudguard. We're all done. Alright, y'all. It's been a couple days since I've installed the mud flaps or the mud guards, and kind of want to give you guys a little bit of a look at it. Like I said, it kind of plays into the side skirt and the black accents of the sport package. I think it looks pretty solid. Adds a little something to the car for sure. Thank you guys for joining me with this video, installing a factory option that I should have added from the build out from the beginning, because that shit looks fire. It's a nice little ground effect, very, very subtle, and that's something that fits the base model Civic very well. In the next video, I'll be installing a Spoon Sports wide view mirror. I'll see you guys then. Peace.